second bit of our show where we're speaking about if we think social networking sites are like good or bad and their influence on people and stuff like that. So, anybody want to take first go? Well, first of all, say your yes or no answer and then explain.
It's not a yes or no answer.
No, it's are social networks good? So you just say yes or no,
yes,
and then describe it. Why?
Well, they bring people together. It's people that use them for the wrong. Well, it depends. Like, I don't know how to say it, but they're not bad. Like you can meet new people. Like it's not the whole you stay away from strangers kind of thing anymore. Like, it gets people together, and there's good things that happen on them. There's support communities, things like that. I'm
actually more inclined to say no. I think they're actually no, not because of the reason you're thinking.
No, I know what you're.
I think they're actually like totally killing people's ability to be social with each other.
Yeah.
Like kids literally just sit on Twitter and Facebook all day and night. Why could you not just go out and be with your friends and speak?
Social networking is good for people. They should have an age limit where it cuts off. There should be like 17.
Yeah, but it's not hard to fake your age.
I know. I'm just saying in general because the kids who are going on social networking sites are losing the ability to you see
to actually socialise properly.
They're all just sitting inside on their computers and stuff, not actually going out and socialising.
Remember,
I mean, we've all experienced that.
How did you used to go in for people? Or get people
you used to walk around, knock on the door, and say, "Is Andrew there?"
Yeah. Or is Daniel in? Didn't really do that because he lived a mile off. I couldn't be bothered walking. But like now, kids like text each other constantly, or like text fine, but they're like
going up to the door, texting, come out.
Yeah, or like on Twitter, like tweeting each other. Oh my god, we should do something.
It's like, go
do it then. Yeah. Don't sit on Twitter speaking about it. I just think it's kind of and I use Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr, but it's all in. You can't sit there all day, all night. Just
a lot of people do that. That's the thing. They use it to the extreme where they literally just sit on it all day and don't do anything else.
But on other subjects that
like I'm not naming names, but there was a person I think you know them. I'm not gonna say names, but I was talking to them and I was like, oh, what are you up to? And they were just like, oh, nothing. And I was just like, what, you're just doing nothing? They're like, oh, I'm sitting on Twitter. It's like, well, what are you doing on Twitter? You're just sitting
reading people's
doing
tweets.
nothing.
Like, yeah, because unless you follow thousands of people, you surely can't have a constant flow of tweets coming in.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people do get a constant flow of tweets, but it's not like you're interested in anything they're saying.
Yeah,
you do so much more stuff.
Yeah,
and I get that. Honestly, like Facebook, well, just my parents and your parents live away.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
It's a really good thing.
It's good to keep in contact with them, and it's easier to speak to my dad when he's offshore.
Yeah.
Through Facebook chat than it is phone calls, because phone calls are hard to coordinate. Get, I just feel like I don't know. It's like, see, when people first meet now, it's always like, oh my god, did you have Facebook? And he had you.
Yeah,
it became a thing. Yeah. Facebooking people.
It's like, why don't you
Facebook stalking?
You don't become friends with somebody anymore. You have to like just get their Facebook,
and then you can friend them there.
But then that's it. Once you friended them, that's it. You're like, oh, now they're my friend. But they're not really, are they?
Really your friend.
But like Facebook in general, like I think it's pretty good just because I've got a lot of family abroad, and obviously my mum and dad as well now, and I just speak to them like that instead of phoning because it costs obviously to phone abroad. We just Facebook each other.
Yeah.
And see how our days are going, pretty much.
But there's certain sites I wouldn't even count as social networking.
Tumblr, I wouldn't class that.
Tumblr is more of a art thing.
Yeah, like same with Instagram. Like it's a photo website. Yeah. It's not
DeviantArt.
Well, my main one's Ask FM. That's not a social networking.
It's not a social networking.
No. That's
when we're talking about the bad. If we're going to talk about the bad side of social networking,
that's where it is.
The anonymous aspect of it is.
My thing is though, like this stuff comes up about like there shouldn't be anonymous users on sites because it encourages people to bully. But the fact is, if someone's determined to bully someone, they're gonna do it whether they're on anonymous or not, because it's not hard to make a fake account.
Like again, we're not disrespecting, but I don't understand internet bullying, cyberbullying.
Yeah, I don't
get it. It can't be a thing unless you know the person in real life and they are having a go at you online. Then yeah, because then they bring it up in real life and they continue it.
Yeah, that's
but
understandable.
I don't get how cyberbullying can be a real thing if you do not know the person.
And they're like hundreds of miles away.
I don't get how
You
it
can't just
affects
like
you.
block them. Every site's got capability to block.
It does.
You can also
Walk
away from your
from your
screen
computer.
and be the bigger person.
Yeah.
I understand that it really is a problem for people.
It is a problem.
But
But
if-
again, it's not a problem for people, if we're going to say again, who are past that certain age. It's
Yeah.
a problem for
Kids.
kids,
Yeah.
early teens, because they're used to this kind of stuff. It's not a problem for us, that's why we don't see it.
Yeah.
We
Well, if
understand
someone
that
started-
it is nothing.
Like mouthing off to me, like I would probably just laugh about it because I don't even know the guy, and I just think it'd be funny that he's actually mouthing off to someone that
Yeah.
he's never met. He doesn't know what I look like. He doesn't know what if could be a nice guy and I could get along with him.
Yeah. No,
But-
exactly.
Yeah, actually, that's how I met the people on Xbox because there was a guy mouthing off at me, and now he's one of my friends on Xbox. So
Like I think sites that are like genuinely feel like there's always a bad vibe on them, and like I think Ask FM is just one of them. Like
yeah,
I get what the creators wanted to get it used for.
Yeah.
Like I get that them and it's Formspring as well as the other one, isn't it?
There was another one as well. I can't
Like, I
remember.
get that
It's
they
the
w-
same kind of.
I get that they
format.
wanted to make those for people to just make nice questions to each other, you know, find out about a person.
But yeah, without
But it's
them
so
really-
easy to just turn that into bullying and not, well, I don't even know if bullying is the right word, but it's like harassment.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
better
it's
word
not
for it.
bullying. I mean, I guess it's kind of.
it is a form of bullying, but it's not.
Like I get Twitter in my opinion is the best of them.
Yeah.
I feel like
it is.
Facebook just annoys me now because all it ever is people, you know, sharing those stupid like things.
Yeah,
Facebook has become more of a hindrance for me, not just like people sharing things, but you know, I don't know how to turn it off, but on my phone I keep getting updates on people, like, not like they're in my friends list,
Yeah.
but like, it's not like I'd want to know what, it's like, oh, this person or so-and-so has added a photo, like it says
Yeah.
Katie has added a photo, it's like, well, okay, I don't really need to know that.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not anything.
Mine doesn't do
it's
that. Your
nothing to
guys
do
does
with
that,
me.
but I don't know why.
yeah, my one does that. Yeah,
It's like
like you do get your people where they're like maybe your favourites, and
but
that'll
that's
pop
literally
up.
everyone.
But like,
I'm just like, I
there's
don't
people that
care.
I barely know that
Yeah.
have probably just accepted a friend as a person, and they'll put up something, and I'm like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
And I like Facebook. I use Facebook mostly as a photo album. I just like to
don't
put
use
photos
it.
up
I think
on
my
Facebook.
last update on Facebook was back in November
Yeah.
last year. That was something you said to me. I
Yeah.
think it was.
But no, Twitter is probably is my favourite one because I feel like Twitter is like, you know, like how celebrities and named people are on Twitter, and it's actually a
It's
good way
cool
for them
to-
to
yeah,
connect
yeah.
with their fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas like Facebook's not. Facebook, a band will post like, comment on this, on our favourite song
Comment
you've
or
heard.
like.
It's like, okay, but on Twitter, like the singer of a band can be like tweet, and then you can tweet them, and it's probably a very, very slim chance,
Yeah.
but they will speak to you.
Well, there was the thing that that was what Twitter was made for, to follow like
Your favourite people,
interesting
yeah.
people and stuff like that. But it's got down to the point where like you're following all these people that you don't
Twitter
really
famous.
You
I'm
don't
doing
really
those.
care about. Like I just tweet the most pointless crap.
Yeah, same.
It's not really.
I
it's
like. I just do
does
that.
anyone care
Do
about
those finger quote things
We're air quoting
for Twitter famous people.
and Facebook famous
Or
that's
Tumblr
a
famous,
thing,
they're-
Tumblr
yeah.
famous people.
They're so like, and then
Off
when people say to them,
themselves.
"Oh my god, I'm so jealous you're Twitter famous," and they're like, "I'm not famous, haha," but they act like they're bloody famous.
That's the thing. They're we say like famous with air quotes. Well, they are. Well, I don't know.
Because
it's
thousands of
well
people
known.
follow them and like
it's
care what they
for.
have
It's
to
like,
say.
What for?
Yeah, like
It's just a normal.
usually,
person.
I'm not gonna lie to you, ones usually are either guys who
Look like Joey Essex.
look like Joey Essex and tweet things like, "Oh, you don't know. I just want to see your heart,
I was literally talking about that the other
not
day.
your
I saw-
boobs."
I saw someone. Yeah.
It's like don't lie, mate. You want to see your boobs. You're just saying the heart thing so you can see your boobs easier. And the girls ones are popular because they've got pictures with their
boobs,
tits half out
basically.
and like their arses out and shit.
Like
And
it's
guys love that. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
So they are like, "Oh my god, I will follow them," and they become like
that's
this
how they become famous.
leader, and people care what they have to say.
And you get all these people that, well, like the the Roy Cropper.
Real celebrities don't matter what they have to say. So
No.
why would somebody who is a kid down in Scunthorpe, I just want to say Scunthorpe, who's got like,
Stupid name.
I don't know, doesn't do anything with their life yet. They're so hardcore, and all these people care what they have to say. Like, what do they have to? What wisdom could they possibly have to impart on the world?
There's a really annoying thing that's going around right now where people on Twitter and that are all going straight edge and calling themselves straight edge, but not knowing what straight edge means.
Straight edge means you don't do drugs,
you don't
or
do drugs, you don't drink, all that kind of stuff, but they don't know what it means. They're calling themselves straight edge.
Because you know what? You know why that is?
Someone's like, oh,
it's to do with hardcore music. A lot of hardcore bands are straight edge bands.
And
so all these fans are like, oh, I'm straight edge, because they probably think it means like
cause I saw someone tweeting like, oh, like, I'm straight edge and all that kind of stuff. It was in their bio, and they tweeted something about doing weed, like just like 2 days beforehand. I was like, you clearly do not understand the meaning of straight edge.
It's like sometimes that's one thing. Somebody asked somebody on Twitter, "Oh, are you religious?" And they were like, "Oh, you know, I'm Buddhist, but you know, I don't really follow the parts where you can't drink, or like, so it's like, so you're not Buddhist then.
Now, yeah.
Like, you can't pick and choose what bits you do."
Yeah.
Although that is the main point of religion, they pick and choose. Like, the amount of ones that pick and choose, and like, they'll pick a certain point from it, and they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna choose, like, the girls, the whole not having sex until they're married thing. Like, they won't do that, but there's other things they'll do that they won't care about. It's stupid.
Like, my thing with Twitter is, I like Twitter because I found like tons of like music through Twitter that I like.
I found a lot through Tumblr more.
Tumblr and Twitter. And Twitter also, like, there's always cool debates going on, or like something you can read. Not just people
like starting arguments.
Not just people bashing each other. I mean, like, genuine. But Ricky Gervais, I unfollowed him the other day because he's so annoying. Like, he just.
I don't understand that photo all the time when he's in the
bathtub.
Yeah,
they are funny.
Yeah, they are funny, but like, I don't know. Like,
I unfollowed him because like, even as an atheist, I just find his atheism tweets so obnoxious and annoying. He's just as bad as religious people.
Shoving it down your throat.
And I said that. I tweeted that, and these atheist people tweeted me saying, "Yeah, just as bad because he slaughters children." I'm like, what? I'm sorry. Not every religious person goes out and slaughters people.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, Christianity maybe back in the old days of Christianity. No Christians are going around slaughtering children these days.
It's sometimes really hard to want to be atheist because then you have the people like that and you're just like, oh my god.
I just feel like I don't like obviously I don't believe in God, and so I guess I am an atheist, but I don't like calling myself an atheist because of the associations that you get with it. A lot of people just think you're like a stuck-up douchebag.
I also genuinely don't care. Even if there was a god, I don't care.
I'm more agnostic in that kind of way, like.
But no, because agnostic means you don't know. I don't
genuinely. Know. Well, you don't know.
I'm pretty certain there's no god, right?
I'm pretty certain there's no god, but there could be.
But agnostics aren't like. Whereas I feel certain there's no god, but I just don't care. I really, really don't care.
I generally couldn't care.
Yeah, same. To be honest,
it wouldn't change my life if he came down from the sky and went, "Hey, God, what's up?" I'd be like, "Oh,
alright, see."
Okay. I guess I was wrong.
You're kind of in my way. I'm on my way to work, man.
Sorry. Yeah.
I just like go around them, get to work.
You can't go around God. He's huge.
How do you know? Does he look like Neil?
He could be like a small person.
He's a white man.
He's small in God's standards, but still quite big. He's Filipino. Thing. No one saw that one coming.
He's got a red mohawk.
I was literally I wasn't gonna say he had a red mohawk, but I was about to say he had a mohawk. That's weird.
And like, you know, like the braided beard the guy from System of a Down has.
Yes.
He's got one of those.
He's the singer from System of a Down.
He's Surge.
He's got a tail.
Yeah, he probably could have.
Big, like,
he could hide it.
It's like Jesus isn't white, but every picture of Jesus is white. He's from the Middle East.
What? Someone
exactly, yeah.
I saw the thing I saw on Twitter the other day. Someone was saying, "What if Jesus was black?" It was like, well, what if he was white? He's probably like Jesus probably was a person. Not saying he was the son of God, but
a preacher.
I believe Jesus was a guy, but he was probably high. To be honest,
there was no way he was white.
No, he was a good guy. He was just a nice man who preached.
But I just think he was a bullshitter.
He was a bit of a.
I don't think he was a bullshit. I think he genuinely thought he was the son of God, but he just wasn't.
It all comes
So
down
he
to
was
the fact
really
that the
up his
Virgin
own
Mary
ass, to
was
be
a
honest.
massive slag.
You slag.
Basically had sex with another guy, and when Joseph threatened to cut her head off, she was like, "Oh no, it's the son of God."
Anyway,
And that's what started.
Back to what we're actually speaking about.
Mind blown.
Do you know Twitter was used? This is really odd. You know the Argos adverts with the aliens?
Yeah.
Twitter used. They used Twitter to ask fans what should happen next in the alien's life, and that's why they have a baby now.
Yeah.
Why did people
did people care?
Why didn't everyone get together like they did when they voted killing against the
The BT adverts.
the one where
the same
everyone
thing.
got together and chose the UK number, Christmas number 1.
Oh, Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Why didn't they get together and just come up with like this craziest idea for those aliens?
I don't know why everybody didn't get together and be like, listen, Argos,
No one cares.
I don't mean to upset you, but I actually don't give a shit what happens to
Because
the aliens.
Andrew, the sad thing is
People do care.
actually
people do
care.
care. Yeah.
I feel like I'm being miserable a lot of the time, but I don't know if I'm being miserable or if people are just becoming so stupid they're amused by the simplest things. I think I could take keys and like shake them in front of someone's face and
Daniel.
it would keep them occupied for like
It's
so
like what you do
long.
with babies, yeah.
Some people like have like them on Twitter is like prime example. These like people with like just annoy me. They just seem to have like the attention span of a 5-year-old. Like they're tweeting, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy. I just had the best time with my friends," and literally an hour later,
I'm so
it's like,
depressed.
"Oh my god, I've not felt this."
Screw my
Or it's like, "Shut up, mom."
Don't like shouting out
It's
names,
like-
but Clark.
Clark.
Yeah, Clark. Why
just-
so sus, man?
Yeah.
Why are you so sus?
Why don't you even know what sus means, Clark?
Emo boy.
Yeah, exactly. That's sus that you don't know what
Hashtag
sus
Clark and
means.
Emo.
Yeah.
You know what we could actually do now? We could just go straight on to questions and stuff and just...
Well, we could get like, if we find a couple more, we could do just more than
one discussion.
Yeah.
Well, I keep speaking about stuff, I will find it.
Well, I've got them on here.
Okay.
I've got the first one, which
Yeah,
is.
you'll just cut this
back.
He'll
What?
cut this bit out.
We don't have to cut this back. But we
Yeah.
can, I guess, if we want to.
We're going to have to now.
What's your first child? What's your first childhood memory? Like, what the earliest memory you think you have?
I know one.
I have a funny one
So do I.
because I don't know if it's my earliest memory, but I think it is.
Yeah,
And
I think
I had a cat called Willow, and I loved that. I love the cat. It was a little shit though, and I believed the whole story about it getting sent away to a farm. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago I was thinking, no, I got killed. It was a douche. But I remember it. I was sitting on the sofa, and I was like pushing it just because I was a kid, and it freaked out and like slapped me across the face, and I went flying off the sofa and landed in my toy box. And that's like the earliest memory I have that I can think about.
This isn't my one, but I've got one like my cat as well. I used to have a cat called Casper, and it was the ugliest cat that I've ever seen in my life. I had like a buck tooth and everything.
Buck-toothed cat. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like a cat hillbilly. It's like, we'll catch them mice.
Yeah, and my mum was crying like a lot because the cat had just died, because it was on top of a tree with another cat and they were having a fight, and this other cat hit it in the face, and my cat Casper fell out the
Cat
tree.
don't land on their feet.
He didn't land on his feet and he landed on his face, which I thought was so funny. Like, okay, I was a kid, but I didn't laugh. But like nowadays, like I just laugh about it just because it's hilarious.
It is funny when you think.
But my earliest childhood memory was Storybook Glen, which is a place just outside of Aberdeen
Oh my
that is
Creepy
like
as
pretty
hell.
much everything to do with like fairy tales and like
It's the worst excuse for a
storybooks.
theme park
Yeah.
type thing ever. It's literally just sculptures of like Snow White and
Isn't it
some.
quite
Yeah.
expensive to get in as well?
Well, there was this model of Shere Khan, which is the tiger of the
Oh,
jungle
Shere
book,
Khan.
and
Do you know
I
what that
went
means?
there, and that was like one of my favourite like characters out of the Jungle Book, and his head was gone. Like I was a little kid. I was only probably about 6 or
Tears.
something, and yeah, the tiger's head was gone, and I cried like the whole time that we were at Storybook Glen. And that's like one of the things that's stuck in my head for like probably the rest of my life.
What
It's quite
is-
funny nowadays,
What
but
does Shere Khan mean?
It means king.
Shere Khan.
I
Well,
remember-
Khan is king.
It's
in,
king of the jungle
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember for like a whole month I was going crazy because I didn't want to Google it and I was trying to remember the name of the panther in it.
Bagheera.
And I now know it's Bagheera. But I was
Bagheera!
like, I needed. That's the thing. I knew about it. I like it was on the tip of my tongue for like a month, and I was like, I need to Google it. But I was like, no, I know what it is. I do not need to Google this, and I was freaking out trying to find
My
the name of
first
that cat.
childhood memory I can think of, I must have been like 3 or 4, and on the road from Peterhead to Aberdeen, along the cliffs,
Yeah.
my mum got pulled over for speeding, and like the guy was gonna let her off, and then he looked in the back seat, and my mum and Lorna, my granny, and I'm guessing my granddad were in the back, and someone else was in the front, and I was sitting on Lorna's knee, and the policeman was like, not only were you speeding, but you had your small child on someone's knee in the middle seat, so if anything had happened, he'd have died.
Flying through the
So my
wind.
mum got 3 points on her license.
Yeah.
Well, not talking about first childhood experiences anymore, but just childhood experiences in general. I've just remembered like quite a few from you saying that one of how what a horrible child I was. I was such a little.
Oh, I was
kid.
a little shit.
Like,
really. Yeah.
I didn't
Same.
have my like tantrums or anything, but like the whole thing we were talking about speeding, and my mum was pulled over for speeding. It was just me and her in the car, and I remember telling her that she got out of the car to talk to the police officer, and he was trying to get me out of the car, and I was locking the doors from the inside, and I was like 5 or something, and they were trying to tell me to unlock the doors, and I'd unlock them and keep locking them again. And I was once at my childminder's, and my mum and dad came to pick me up, and they had no idea where I was, and they heard like screaming from the distance, so they went round to the back garden, and I was at the play park, kind of like further down, running around the play park screaming, I'm a fucking Power Ranger, I'm a fucking Power Ranger, and I was like 4. I got so nailed.
I on my first day at school in Clarkhill and Peterhead, our first week even, my mum got phoned to come and get me because I'd drawn all over the playground with chalk. And my mum came in and they were like, I'm sorry, he can't behave like this, he can't draw over the... My mum went, it's chalk,
Yeah, it comes
it
out.
rains here all the time, it'll go away. And they looked at my mum like she was like a nutter. But it's like, but now I think about it,
Like, it's
Why?
true, yeah, it's chalk.
I got in trouble for calling
getting in trouble.
I got in trouble for calling a girl football head because I was watching
Football head.
because I was watching Hey Arnold,
Hey Arnold.
right? And then she said something to me, and I was like, "Shut up, football head," because I didn't know what it meant. I was a kid,
Yeah.
and then she like cried over it.
Like teachers would always give you in trouble for the stupidest things. I remember getting in trouble by my teacher. I think it was really early on in primary school about like when they would set up art things and they'd give you a piece of paper and they'd tell you to draw, and all these kids would be drawing things massively on the paper, and I would always be drawing like a really detailed thing in the like tiny in the corner, and I always get in massive trouble for it. And I was thinking, I was like, what? Why am I getting in trouble for that? And even now, I'm a better artist, so whatever.
Exactly. I used to. You remember the time we were making cookies in home economic and Pete in primary, probably 6.
Ah,
And
probably, yeah.
was it you? No, Miller. Remember, you might put a spoonful of cinnamon
Oh, yeah,
into
yeah.
the cookie mix, and Miller went like that with the cinnamon, and the
And it
top
went-
came off,
yeah.
and it all went in. But instead of telling anybody, he just left it like that, and baked these cookies that just came out like all thingy together because of all the cinnamon in them, and they're just like burnt to crisp.
I also always used to get into trouble for not wearing my glasses. Like that was an actual, like I'd go in and the teacher would actually scream at me in the face. Miss Ingalls, who works at whatever,
She's now
screaming,
Greenbray's head teacher.
Yeah.
actually probably bawl at me in the face for not wearing my glasses, and I was just like, it's my eyesight. If I don't want to wear glasses, I don't have to wear glasses.
Exactly,
You don't
that's
have to tell
retarded.
me to wear glasses.
That is retarded.
You just annoyed the hell out of me. We move on to the next one.
Yeah, we want the next one.